Aubameyang's dramatic return to London. Guys, things really change the way you don't really expect them to change, and they happen drastically in here for you. Who knew that after spending just 4 months in Spain, or 5, Aubameyang returned back to London, where he really was thrown under the bus team, which goes by names of Arsenal in there for you. But this and more into this story in here onto the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, yesterday night, this is what Fabrizio Romano had to tweet about in here for you. He told us Chelsea are now considering Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as potential new striker. Discussions have already started on the player side. Still no bid no Barcelona. He's one of the names in Chelsea list after meeting for Cisco and other targets in the field. It looks like Chelsea are in for centre forward, and they're looking at Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to really bring him back at the side which goes by names of London. But my main reason of doing this story is that, can really Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang go ahead and live the life that is living on Instagram every time posting Arsenal in there for you? Because we all know that Arsenal and Chelsea are really enemies. They have a rivalry, they have a derby that is known as the London Derby, and you know that Arsenal were the pride of London, kings of London, until Abramovich came in through and really bought a team which goes by names of Chelsea, injected in lots of money, and Chelsea took over Arsenal. You know that very well. Now, as things stand, it looks like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is linked to a move to the side which goes by names of Chelsea. And is he really going to say, I'm leaving Barcelona and go back to Chelsea and really play for the rivals of a team that I was captain for some good years in there for you? That's the big question that you're really asking ourselves. Remember, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang left Arsenal on the deadline day of the January transfer window. That was the 31st of January, and he flew to Barcelona. And things look like they're not going to work in through until Arsenal really put in £7 million to say that this lad really doesn't return. They terminated his contract, and he really left for Barcelona. They parted ways in a very bitter way, because Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was really taken off the captain armband of Arsenal at the beginning of December. You know that very well. After taking him off that armband as a captain of a side which goes by names of Arsenal, he was sent to train in the reserve team. That's what Mikel Arteta did, because his behavior was unruly. He never acted like a captain, and Mikel Arteta thought that the best way to really trim his wings and really put him back to where he's supposed to be is really putting him that side. Then later, Arsenal decided to really not play him at all. You guess, as Piers Morgan was everywhere on Twitter and on his shows really claiming that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang wouldn't have left Arsenal in the for you, the board, the technical director Edwin, the manager, took a decision of really terminating the contract of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. They paid him some money and he left. So after leaving, went to Barcelona. He really played very well. He scored close to 12 goals in like 17 games that he played for Barcelona in there for you. Then he went ahead to really save their season and Barcelona in the Champions League. Now, them getting the Champions League, Barcelona gets into the market and they agree a deal with Lewandowski way back in February, meaning that Xavi never saw him as a permanent fixture in the for you. So he really saw him as just a fix that won't really last long. In other words, he was the plaster on the wound. So he was not really that player that he thought that would really lead the line for Barcelona in the for you. What Xavi did and Laporte, they went to Bayern Munich. They talked to Lewandowski. They agreed a deal with Lewandowski in February, and they have now brought him at the club. Guess what? The coming in of Lewandowski obviously sends Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang back to the bench. Reason being, Barcelona's ideal 3 forwards are Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, and Ousmane Dembele or Rafinha, meaning that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has no place to start at a side which goes by names of Barcelona. He was used as a short fix, and finally they've thrown him at the bars. He's not going to start. You know that very well. And Barcelona feel like they should sell him off and really get in some money because they look like it's a team that is selling to get money out of the players they have. Him, Memphis Depay and Frenkie de Jong are up for sale. So we are waiting to see how Chelsea is really going to go on this. But the big question is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang going to accept to go and play for a side that is rivaling his former side that was captaining? We wait and see how things happen, but in football, never rule out anything. Never rule out anything. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is linked to Chelsea and a reunion with his former coach at Borussia Dortmund. This is Thomas Tuchel. That's where Arsenal bought him at close to, was it 53 million pounds? By the time Arsene Wenger was here, he bought him and brought him at Arsenal. Thomas Tuchel having bought in Romelu Lukaku at 100 million pounds, and he really flopped, feels like he needs a centre forward. We thought that Sterling is enough, he's going to play as a false number 9, but it looks like that's not the role Sterling is going to play at Chelsea. It looks like they're wanting Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to come in through and really lead the line for a side which goes by names of Chelsea, because he is proven and he knows this manager very well. For the very first time, Thomas Tuchel is signing in players for himself. You get? Most of the players he found in at Chelsea were not bought by him, and I think they don't fit his philosophy. So he has decided to go in for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but I'm asking a big question: that is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang going to come in London and really go ahead and really play for Chelsea? Big question that really deserves your answers on this channel for you. Remember, Arsenal have brought in Gabriel Jesus. You get? Very much interesting, and I think everyone after the signature of Gabriel Jesus to Arsenal really never mourned about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang anymore, because he hit the ground running and every Arsenal fan is excited about him. And remember, Arsenal is playing a side which goes by Crystal Palace tomorrow, a preview that is coming next after this video, and then we're bringing you the manager's press conference after everything. So when you look at how things are really going in at Arsenal, everything looks rosy, and at Chelsea, things are really messed up. They are trying to really hijack certain deals for you. They've brought in Cucurella, they've brought in Sterling, Raheem, they've brought in Kalidou Koulibaly, and they are going in for Wesley Fofana, though a bid has been rejected of 80 million pounds. Leicester saying the player is not for sale, but that amount of money, they will sell the player, obviously. So Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is in Barcelona, unsettled. Barcelona want him out. Very much ashaming. Being thrown under the bus by Arsenal. Terminated your contract. Go to Barca. Then play for just half a season. And now Barca is telling you, we no longer need you. All what we want is Lewandowski. And we don't see you as the ideal player to come in and lead the line. But I'm asking myself, how is Barca going to do all this? Because you can't tell me you are having a striker who is close to 33 years of age, 32, 33 years of age, that is Lewandowski, and you are really 100% not afraid of having him only as your striker. What if he gets an injury? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? You get? I see nothing they're going to do because they have no option. Who is going to play as a false 9? I don't know what Javi is planning in this team, because even Memphis Depay would have really come in and lead the line at Barcelona is also going to be sold. They've put him on the what? On the ladder. So I'm asking myself, what is Barcelona calculating? What is that mystery centre forward signing they're looking at? You get? Are they trying to bring in Bernardo Silva such that they can also play as a false 9? So lots of questions are lingering in there for you, but all goes back to you whether Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's return to London is going to happen and face a side which goes by names of Arsenal in there for you. But just know in football, nothing isn't possible. Everything is possible. We've seen very many players really do the needful and really go ahead and do that, because Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was not so much born and bred in London. You get? He played for Arsenal for some good years, some good seasons in there for you, but does it mean that he's really a gooner? Does he really have that heart of an Arsenal player who says, I'm not really going to come in and return and play for Arsenal? He will ask himself, if at all, once a captain of Arsenal, Cesc Fabregas, left for Barca and then returned and played for a side which goes by names of Chelsea, you get? Then who am I? Because Cesc Fabregas started playing for Arsenal at the age of 15, 16 and played for them for some good years. And then he left and then returned at Chelsea, who is rivaling a side which goes by the names of Arsenal. So It's like history repeating itself. Player from Arsenal to Barcelona, from Barcelona to a side which goes by names of Chelsea. And that's what Aubameyang is going to do, according to me, in here onto our channel, which goes by names of Rokani Media Football. So your reaction to this story are welcome into the comment section below. I go by the names of Rokani David. I sign out for now. First video of the day. More is yet to come. I'm out.